this is the last Japanese tea house. Tea houses, from my understanding, is after the war, the Japanese people didn't have a place to really gather and some place where they can eat something that they're accustomed to and enjoy their friends. We try to make it where it's like you're going to your grandma's house because of course naturally our building's been here for 100 years and we try to keep it clean and we try to make it where it's comfortable. Yeah, I mean the kids still can run around and you can raise your voices a little louder and just like having a party at home, but you don't have to clean up at the end. Natsunoya Tea House started back in 1921 with my grandparents, Shuji and Taneo Fujiwara. Back then it was called Shunchoro. They had to stop during the war. It was hard for them to get back into it, so they leased it for a while. And then my dad, he was running a tea house. It was called Natsunoya, but that's where the H1 now goes through by Foster Garden. And so when he came up in 1956, he ran it to 96, and that's when I took over. And here we are today. When I was growing up, I wanted to go into, I wanted to be an architect actually, so it wasn't really in my plans of running a tea house. My wife first said, if you're gonna regret it, then you should at least try it. I decided to take over the business because I wanted to see the tradition at least go through me, in my lifetime, yeah. Staying open for 100 years, yeah, our customers are very, very important. And, some of them been coming here from generations and they've been loyal to us, yeah. So it's like almost family already, yeah. Especially in Hawaii, here, everyone pretty much knows each other, or somebody from an uncle or auntie. You can't really try to do a fast, quick buck.
My family has been coming to Natsunoya for years. I don't know the exact number, but I know our family has been coming here for 5 generations now. My daughter is here having dinner, and my great-grandparents used to come here to celebrate big occasions.
The food is always so great. We're never dissatisfied because the food is always so tasty. I think that's part of why Natsunoya has survived, because it's consistent, it's always the same. And when you come here or purchase something, it's going to be the way it always tastes. That's very important.
The way the tea house survived throughout these years is, first you gotta be hard-headed. You have to have someone who is willing to go the distance, and you have to be adaptable as crises come along, yeah.
For us, it's really important to support these businesses that are like our family business, because every year you see fewer and fewer of these local family businesses that have deep roots here in Hawaii.
My mom comes about 4 times a week. Of course, she always bosses me around. I think she's always going to be a mom, yeah, so tells me if I'm doing something right or wrong. Sometimes it's hard to swallow, but when I sit back and think about it, that's probably right. Actually, home is this business, because I'm here every day. And before, I used to be here 10 to 14 hours a day. I'm here with the old timers, the new people, and we consider ourselves family already. You take care of the employees, and then the employees hopefully takes care of the business, yeah. I think Misa's, she's going on 40 years. We tell her, we try to slow her down, but she has that old mentality, that work style. So, I mean, she's slowing down, which is of course normal, but she's still like my right hand in the kitchen. You have to have fun. That's what I tell everybody. You have to have fun in what you're doing. If you smile and you cook, of course the food's gonna, they're gonna smile for them. My parents never did influence for me to take over, yeah. I mean, like even for me, you want your kids to always do something greater than you. So my kids, I never did push them to even think about running the tea house, because it's a hard business and it's getting harder. Each generation, I think it gets harder. The satisfaction I get is, I made it last to 100, yeah, and hopefully my parents, my grandparents, hopefully they're proud of that.